Alright, welcome back to another episode of Corn Version because Pokemon games keep happening.
I mean, the last Corn version wasn't even a Pokemon game.
Yo. Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
what was
you're
it?
right. It was us bitching about Temtem.
Yeah, for like an hour, and I had to play Temtem for an hour.
Oh, you played it for like 20 and you beat it.
Wait, I just realized Temtem made none of your guys' lists.
Of course not!
No, it topped my list of games I want to point and laugh at.
No, it topped my list of games I wish I could forget.
It should have been on that list. The games we'll forget about.
Oh, God. No, I wish I could forget it. I can't forget it. I had a dream about the villain from Temtem. I can't forget that shit.
Yeah, and that was after 100 hours of Scarlet Violet.
Yeah, it was real bad. Anyway, let's talk about Scarlet and Violet. We need to start with our team. Or, not our teams. I can't believe I just said that. Our top 6 favorite Pokemon from this new gen. Because this gen came out. So, I guess I will start. Honestly, this isn't my absolute favorite, but it's definitely pretty high up there. It's Meowscarda. Fucking the grass final form. Just a magician. I don't know. It's got that attitude to it where it like does the snap.
It's gotten into all the weed. It's gotten into all the catnip.
I mean, oh yeah, no, it's got that face going on. Where it's just like nothing phases it.
I saw it come out the first time in one of the battles, and I'm just like, oh, you really got into it this time.
It got too much catnip.
Dude, it got into like. I almost said X-Lax. That's something very different. It got into some serious antidepressants. It feels nothing.
Either that, or it's having a withdrawal from not getting enough catnip.
No, if it was in withdrawal, its eyes would not be droopy. It would be like, one would be like way higher than the other. It'd be like twitching.
Its shiny has purple eyes.
Cool. That's weird. Anyway, I love... I just think Meowscarda is really cool. I love the idea of a dark... I almost said dark magician.
It is a dark magician.
It is a dark magician, just not that dark magician. But like
it does a dark magic attack.
It's an illusionist, and it would probably steal your shit if it could. So Phantom Thief, really cool. Like that energy. Maybe not the energy of it like being. It has the ultimate look of ennui.
Did you nickname it Joker?
I nicknamed it Grotto.
Oh, okay.
It's cat, but grass. Grotto.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Jacob's next.
Why not be next?
Because you're the other person.
Yeah, but if we move clockwise, counterclockwise...
I'm going next. Shut up.
It's probably the same Pokemon.
It probably is.
Is it?
Go on, Aaron.
All right. So first on my team is Skeledirge.
Ah, guess what? It's the same Pokemon. It didn't matter.
Holy shit.
It is a fire croc that sings. 10 out of 10 design. 10 out of 10 typing. Maybe.
It's got
the typing's great.
It's got the little firebird that sits on its snoot.
Yeah.
It has Unaware as a hidden ability. It's fucking great.
Game Freak handed me a present of putting a croc on all fours. Its signature move, boost special attack, you give it a throat spray, 10 out of 10. Great Pokemon. I love it.
Yeah, would you like to have an 80 base power nasty plot? Here you go.
It pretty much makes Flamethrower redundant.
It's a good defensive fire type. Like, just let that sink in.
It's my third favorite fire starter, so
Fucking great.
it's awesome. I think it's the best of the 3. They nailed 2 out of the 3 starters. Like,
we'll get to that.
Well, I'm sure somebody nailed the third starter too, but it's fine.
Ew.
oh God, I'm just gonna pretend you didn't say that.
That's unfortunate because I did say it.
Somebody's into the chest jiggle.
It's everything about it, but we'll get to that. Skeledirge is amazing.
Yeah, no, I was a big fan of it, and then like the little bird it gets, because like crocodiles get bird friends sometimes, and I thought the little bird was adorable. I don't know where it came from. It's just like it had a dead bird on its head. I'm like, sure, why the fuck not?
It looks like a Spritzy to me, which is the part that throws me.
The one thing that throws me off is like, okay, so they start the thing off where like Fuecoco has like a little egg sac. Crocolore's egg sac gets bigger, but what happens to that, or the fire sac, whatever it is, not egg sac. What happens to it?
What are you talking
I
about?
don't
It
know.
sounds
It's
like
if
you're
you look at
talking about it having nuts.
I know, but like if you look at its dex entry, it says that like
Well,
the hat.
Coco's got a little stem on its head, like a pepper.
If you
stem.
look at Crocolore's like
And then
head,
he
it looks
get-
like he has like a sombrero fire.
he gets a nest. He gets a nest egg on his
Oh.
head, and that's where the bird comes from. But I don't know where the egg came from. It just appeared. I don't know if
willed it into being.
I don't know if it's just like fire energy.
I'm looking it up.
No. It's the equivalent of the thing that bites Slowbro's tail. They call it a shelter. It's not a shelter.
And then I want to know what the fire is coming out of Skeletor's mouth. Like, what is it supposed to be?
Fire.
Yeah, but is it supposed to be something?
No, it's
No,
supposed
it's
to be
just
fire.
It's like Blaziken's fire coming out of its wrist. It's just fire.
Yeah, and then there's like the bird on top of its snoot.
Yeah,
It's
the snoop bird.
the only thing I kind of don't like about it. Okay, it's not bad. It's just maybe the coloring.
I think it's fine.
Aaron keeps telling me it looks like it's balding every time he sees it.
Yeah, because it's supposed to have like a skeleton.
And I'm like,
motif.
yeah,
It's not a drawback though.
I'm like,
it's still
it's
great.
I'm like, it's a skull.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be.
I'll be honest. I think Skeledirge is the best starter. In terms of it's not. I have a soft spot for Meowscarda, but Skeledirge is just like it's great.
He's a very handsome lad.
He is.
I like.
They
him.
did a really good job designing Skeledirge.
I'm really glad that they nailed 2 out of the 3. That's all I can be happy for. Anyway, I guess it's my turn. My next one is it means a lot to me. They finally did it. They made Delibird good. Iron Bundle is a Pokemon that exists. It is a robot Delibird, and it is fucking awesome. It is fast, it is strong, it will fucking murder you. And I love it. I want to hug it. It's great.
You had me in the first half, Phil. Why couldn't you have just said they made Delibird good?
What? What did I say?
Did I hear you wrong? I thought you... Wait.
Isn't that what he said?
I thought you said
Delibird.
something else. Wait,
I said
never
they
mind.
finally-
Continue what you
They
said.
finally
Yeah.
made Delibird good, and I love it.
Never mind.
It was so good it got fucking banned. I love it. I love it. I love Iron Bundle. I love that it does like weird... It like rides its own present sack to shoot out ice beams.
yeah.
It's a great time.
Please don't call it that.
Don't call it a present sack.
Well, I mean, it's better than what it actually is on Delibird, which is its actual butthole.
How does Delibird shoot ice
Wait,
beam?
hang on. So the item you pick up from Delibirds is Delibird parcels.
Yes!
Are you picking up its turds?
Yes! But they just happen to be gift wrapped.
Nice.
I just realized I asked how...
Don't ask why some of them heal you. I don't want to know.
I just realized I asked how Delibird shoots ice beam, and I just forgot it only learns present.
No, it can learn ice beam.
Oh, it can? Yeah. Oh, see, I've never run a Delibird because Delibird fucking sucks.
It does fucking suck, and that's why it's the bird of choice for my Soul Silver run, and it is a nightmare.
I also enjoy Iron Bundle.
Is it on your list?
No.
Of course not.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's...
But yeah, Iron Bundle is probably my... It's my favorite that's just a redux of another Pokemon. It's my favorite Paradoxmon, obviously. So, it's the only Paradoxmon on this list, funny enough. For me.
Okay, Aaron.
Okay, so... I think we might all have this one on our lists too, but mine so happened to be the first. My second pick, surprisingly, another ghost type, Golden Go.
Yes! Fucking love Goldango!
I do not have Goldango on my list.
That's
But I think we all like Golden Go.
I
Golden
only
Go is
li-
another popular.
I like him only because of his base stats and what he can do. I do not like his design. I do not like String Cheese Man.
String cheese, man. They're coins.
He's a string cheese mascot.
He is!
That's what he is.
He is, but you haven't seen him strut at a picnic.
Professional skateboarder.
Skates all over the fucking place, will ollie on your shit if it's fighting on water, and struts around like he owns the fucking place.
Immune to status.
Yeah.
All status. Apparently it's more than that.
Yeah.
Too.
Any status move, any move that is not
Good
an
as
attack.
Gold is not an accurate depiction. That's also based as fuck.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that is Goldango.
He is a string cheese mascot.
He is, but he's made of coins.
Yeah, apparently Good as Gold does not go in depth to everything that Golden Go is actually immune to.
It's basically anything that's not an attack, and it's absurd.
Yeah. But yeah, excellent typing. It's just a great design. So Steel and Ghost are two of my favorite types, and I don't think any of those types got shafted in this generation.
No.
Yeah, no, they both got pretty cool things.
There's only one Ironmon that's actually Steel type, but, you know, a little awkward.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Phil might have a little more to say on Golden Go than me, but that's why I like Golden Go.
Okay. I do like how his chest becomes like a little like fanny pack.
Oh, yeah, that's great. But then he puts his arm on it like he's gonna pull a gun from it.
Yeah, like he has it like a holster.
It's kind of wonderful.
It's a fanny pack.
But he actually does shoot coins like from his fingers as an attack.
I feel like he should unevolve when he does that.
Yeah,
he's made of 1,000 coins. I feel like if he loses,
he just loses one, and he's like, "Oh, go back to a gimme gold, collect more coins." Getting Goldango sucked.
No, it was the best. It was the most fun I ever had trying to find these little 2-pixel tall fuckboys hanging out behind signs.
They make noise though.
Yeah, but you know, like, I'm partially deaf and stupid.
Okay. Either way.
Anyway, keeping in the ghosty tradition, Annihilate.
Alright.
I initially didn't like it because I'm like, man, you look kind of dumb. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, no, you got so mad you fucking died and then came back.
Yep.
You were like, no, death cannot hold me. and now I am deathless. Here I am to fuck you up.
Yeah, and he gets one of the most there are two insanely busted ghost moves in this gen. And Annihilate has one of them.
Yeah, oh, you hit me in the face. Well, now I'm stronger.
Add 50 base power.
I want to know, is that affected by like moves like Icicle Spear?
Yes.
Like, so every time you hit it, it gets increased by 50.
But it does cap. It does cap after like 5. It caps at like 300.
Yeah.
Jesus. So do not hit it with that type of attack.
Unlike the other ghost type move that's busted.
Well,
that one does not cap it.
It does not technically cap, but it has to cap because you can only have a maximum of 5 dead mons.
It's not how many dead mons you have. It's how many dead mons you've had. It can go up to 100.
I thought it was how many Pokemon.
No.
It's
revives count. Revives count.
So you can use a revival blessing.
Yes.
And then
that's
keeps
insane.
Going. That's why Houndstone's banned, isn't it?
Probably.
Well, revival blessing wasn't implemented before it got banned.
But no, somebody did some legwork on this, and they found out that it keeps going up to about 100 fainted Pokemon.
Oh my god!
And somebody did the math. They're like, "Yo,
put some speed IVs on Houndstone.
It can one-shot a maxed out stack attacker."
Oh my god!
By like 15%.
Fucking great.
Like 115% chance.
What about a Shuckle?
Stack Attacker's got higher defense.
Does it?
Stack Attacker probably has more bulk.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. That's not the Pokemon we're talking about.
I know, but that's just a...
But no, Annihilate was really cool. I hate fighting raids with it, because it's like, oh, cool, I love just getting one shot punched in the dick.
It's not on my list, but it was close to making my list.
That's why you invest in bulk, so we can take those hits.
Yeah, that 300 base power hit, whatever. I'll just shrug that off. I don't care. It's gonna get that in one turn. Hopefully it doesn't have Defiant. Oh shit, it does have Defiant. Whoops.
Oops.
Good times.
Yeah. Alright. This next one is probably my favorite. It's tied with the next one, but it's Low Kicks. I love Low Kicks. It's just a Kamen Rider, except it's a Locust. And it can kick you with its weird Swiss Army knife leg cutters. And it's just a really cool fucking bug. I love its design. And I wear a helmet that is a Low Kicks helmet, because of course I do, and I look like a dork.
It's not the worst designed bug type.
I love it.
There's a lot of bug types that I just don't like. I'm really turned off by the bug flying type, or like the bug fairy type.
It's a bug fairy type?
Yeah, what is it called? Wabombi.
Oh, yeah, Cutie Fly. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I feel like it's like, you know, like bug flying types usually signature in every gen, so I'm very turned off by that. But yeah, I think Low Kicks is pretty good.
Spidops.
I don't think it has really good abilities though.
What? It has tinted lens, dude. It's incredible.
Oh, I was thinking it.
It has swarm otherwise, so yeah.
What does tinted lens do?
It doubles the power of not very effective moves. So there
Is that ever useful?
Yeah.
Is it ever useful to double the power of something that's already got half the power?
Well, what it means is that
it means
everything
everything
that resists your moves doesn't actually resist your moves. It's
it hits
really
everything
good.
at normal effectiveness. It's fine.
Yeah, no, but that's great because
means that's the point I'm making. Is that it's good.
Yeah, and not to
and
mention,
then Aaron's over here like, I don't know.
I never actually used it, so I didn't know. Like,
it gets first impression and sucker punch.
So nothing is not very effective
unless they're 4 times resistant. Then it's regularly not very effective.
Okay.
Because it only doubles the power.
Okay, so that is good.
Yeah,
all right.
It's good.
I never used a tinted lens Pokemon. Jake's over here fucking saying, "You idiot."
Look, you're in the meta. You should know these things.
I don't play competitive battling.
Tinted lenses is like an old ass ability from like Gen 3.
It's from Gen 4.
Whatever. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You should know about this.
I was just asking, and then you're over here saying like,
anyway, Low Kicks is amazing. Let's move on.
You were like, is that a good ability?
Yeah, I was asking Phil.
Is that a good ability?
The competitive team builder over here.
To make things not be super effective or not very affected by it? Whatever.
I didn't know if it would like make it like neutral effective. My brain didn't work there. Okay, I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
I should.
Now name your next Pokemon.
All right, my third Pokemon on this list is Satitan, because Satitan's fucking awesome. Fucking ice whale.
It is a whale.
I like whales, okay? I'm a whale lord enjoyer. I've established that. But not only is it a good designed ice Pokemon, it's actually a good ice type.
Its cry needs to stop.
No, it needs to be longer.
I swear to God, it's longer than Jinx.
It probably is.
When you put up when you set up Snowscape on it, it actually has some decent bulk. It's not great. But
I
decent.
saw its defensive stats and I went,
it's not great, but it has decent amount of HP. So that's why I said if you put up Snowscape, it could take probably take one super effective move decently.
Yeah, probably.
I had Titan on my list and I took it off because I'm like, you were fine, but like the only thing I remember you doing is Beyblading and then dying.
I just like its design. Plus, it's also, in my opinion, you guys know I'm a shiny hunter. I think, has one of the best shinies in the game.
It does have a pretty swag shiny.
It is pretty
good. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my third.
Now, you both can laugh at me for this one. It's fine. Belly Bolt.
Wait, what? You make fun of that Pokemon.
I do make fun
Triangles.
of it. Because it's a dumb-looking Pokemon, and it's like, yeah, whatever. You're under-designed. Somehow. Over-designed.
It's a tadpole that turned into... It's another poly fucking mon. It's a tadpole that turned into another tadpole.
I was training Bulb Buddy. I don't remember what the fucking name is.
It's a light bulb with a tail.
Yeah, Bulb Buddy.
That's a good name for it.
And then I'm like... I evolved him like, oh yeah, you're the electric gym leader's like partner Pokemon. Well, I guess you're still on the team because you get punched in the face and well now you do double damage with discharge. Good job.
It has a fairly decent ability. You hit it with a physical move and it gets automatic charge.
Yeah.
Which is what he just said. But,
yeah.
But he said double instead of...
Is that not what charge does?
Charge gives you 1.5.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the same. It's fine.
No, but...
Yeah, it's just...
I'm not going to say it's great.
Anyway, Belly Bolt was... It pulled its weight for a bit longer than I thought it would.
Alright.
That's what Clodsire did for me, but Clodsire not on the list.
Okay. I will go to the other mod that is tied for my favorites. God forbid, it's a water type. It's Veluza. I love Veluza. I love everything about it. It's just a really cool, sharp fish that literally... Its fucking signature move is Fillet Away, where it cuts part of itself off to get faster and stronger.
It can stop scaring the shit out of me, though, every time I'm in the water.
I love Veluza. I was so mad that I didn't find it until it was like level fucking 50. And then I couldn't find raids for it, and I had to use an ability patch to get one with sharpness. But, yeah, it's just a sharp fish, and it looks fucking cool, and it's way cooler than Barraskewda.
Alright, Jake, I'm gonna have you stop for a second. What does sharpness do?
It gives a 50% boost to cutting moves.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
It is
no, it's really good.
Pretty fucking good. And then they give it to Gallade, who is a way better user of it, because he gets Sacred Sword.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I was calling Veluza Edgefish the entire time because
Edgefish.
it had
Like, he's not wrong.
it had all the critical. It had all the elemental slashes.
Yeah.
And I just laughed at that. I'm like, that's stupid.
But it doesn't have all the elemental slashes. I don't think it gets Leaf Blade.
It's got enough of them that it's got, like, it can have 4 of them at one time.
Yeah, it can have Slash. I think if you include Slash, it can have 4.
It's got, like...
It's kind of got a Baron move pool, to be honest.
It's got the water one. It's got the psychic one.
Yep.
I'm just... I loaded up with all the critical moves. I'm like, huh. You're pretty good except for the fact you don't evolve and you kind of suck.
I wasn't expecting it to be a psychic type.
I wasn't either, but when I saw that it literally cuts itself apart, I was like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, I saw it do some origami bullshit when the first time I encountered it. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You're psychic. Also, you're purple.
I just love the.
It's shiny as like neon green.
Yeah, no, it's shiny. It's very nice.
Pretty good, but really hard to get because of how
Aaron
you encounter.
got one.
Really?
Yeah,
Randomly.
He just bumblefucked into one.
That's pretty much how you get it.
That seems to be shiny encounters for the most part. But yeah, love Veluza.
Okay, so my number 4 on my list is Palafin. Specifically the hero mode.
Oh, you don't want to use like the shitty mode. I gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay, so this is my explanation for this. I like Palafin because, correct me on this if I'm wrong, but this is the first dolphin in Pokemon.
Yes.
And I don't think they did a bad job designing it.
It's a dolphin.
Keep in mind, it is just a dolphin.
It's a dolphin with a heart tattoo.
No. You see, it starts as just a dolphin, and then it gets the heart, and you're like, are you fucking serious?
That's it. That's all you get.
And then you switch it out, and it evolves into a fucking superhero.
I do like the superhero mode, too, because if you look at it, it actually starts flexing in battle. It starts flexing.
Of course it does.
It's
fucking,
awesome.
It's fucking Superman.
I'm surprised it's not a fighting type. I thought it would have been really cool if it was a fighting type when it did that.
But then it'd have to change type like midway through battle.
Yeah, and they didn't want to do that. I just feel like they could have actually changed Palafin's design to somewhat look like the hero mode, but not make it look more wimpier.
Yeah, give it a Clark Kent like hair curl, and then
Just
it disappears when it evolves.
like if it was a slim down hero mode but down like a dolphin would be, it would have looked like an actual evolution instead of it put on a heart tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got a mom tattoo.
It looks like it's just one of those things where like it rips off its chest.
Well, it got a mom tattoo, but it got it on backwards, so she says "wow."
But yeah, I like Palafin hero mode. I think it's a pretty good design. But Palafin base form, pretty lazy.
Yeah.
Also, it's incredibly strong.
Yeah, 160 base
Frickin'
attack.
Suda frickin' type stats. Legendary type stats.
It's basically a slacking, but without the bad ability.
All you gotta do is switch out.
Yeah, and it gets a move exclusive to it.
Does it get a move?
Yeah, it gets flip turn as it evolves.
That's not exclusive to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
No.
It might as well be.
You're waiting. The move you're thinking of that's exclusive to it is fucking. I don't remember what it's called. I'm gonna call it Wet Punch.
Wet Punch.
Because that's what it is, but it's a priority move with 60 base power. Because fuck you.
No, that sounds reasonable and good.
Yeah, fucked up. It also gets Drain Punch because fuck you.
Yeah, why not?
Anyway.
But yeah, I like Palafin hero mode. Pretty great.
Yeah. Tinkaton.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was looking for something to replace Veluza. And I'm like, you know what? I'll at least evolve this thing. I'll see what it turns into. Because I looked at... Well, what's the first one? Tinkatot?
It's Tinkatuff.
Tinkatuff's the middle.
Tinkatuff. Tink. Tinkatuff.
It's Tinkatink.
Yeah,
Tinkatuff. Tinkaton.
I looked at Tinkatank and I'm just like, man, you suck.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
You are a bad design, and
Yeah.
you do not get any better when you evolve. But I'm going to complete the dex in this game, or at least catch all the new Pokemon. So I might as well see what your final form is. And then it's just this fucking gremlin with a giant-ass hammer. I'm like, huh.
Using you.
I'm like...
I said the same thing.
I'm like, you know what? You can stay on the team. I saw fucking Gigaton Hammer. I didn't see its base stats. But I looked at Gigaton Hammer and said, huh. Hyper Beam, but I can still move the next turn? You know what? Yeah.
Stronger than Hyper Beam.
And stab?
Stronger than fucking Hyper Beam.
I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, you stay on the team. You're good. You're my second favorite Fairy Steel type.
Imagine if they gave that thing like a 100+ attack stat.
God. Even 100 would have been too much.
With that move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Tinkaton was great because it's just a fucking gremlin.
It's a fucking gremlin that beats the absolute shit out of steel types.
Specifically Corviknight.
Not specifically. It targets all sorts of ones. Corviknight just happens to be a convenient one that it could throw its hammer at.
That's
Tinkatuff.
fucking funny, though.
I think
It is funny!
I think in Tinkatuff's dex entry, it goes after Pawniards and Bisharps.
Yes.
It's just like, I'm gonna beat you up, take your
They
steam.
are monsters.
I don't know how it's a fairy type, because isn't fairy type supposed to be the counterpart to dark?
No. Fairy types are mischievous assholes.
Yeah, Klefki
Oh.
exists.
No, fairy types are assholes, but some of them are nice.
But most of them are assholes.
Okay, so it makes sense that it's a fairy type, too.
Like,
Completely.
like Slurpuff exists.
It's a monster. Slurp.
I love it. It's great. I got a shiny one named Captain Bonk.
Nice.
Go to horny jail.
I mean,
Anyway.
it's got the wooden hammer.
Yes, it
It's
does.
supposed to be bronze, but
I
the
don't
texture
get it.
doesn't look great.
No,
You're
the
right.
texture looks like wood.
It does look like wood.
Alright, we'll go to my next one. It was originally it was originally Great Tusk, but I realized that a Pokemon that really grew on me was Glamora. Mm-hmm. Glamora is a weird rock flower that is poison and rock type. And when I initially saw it, when I was fighting the Elite Four, I was like, what? What is this? And then I learned how it worked, and then I looked at its stats. I was like, 130 base special attack?
From that thing?
Okay. You're just another Goldengo, but you just have a different... Where Goldengo is the ultimate hazard block, fucking Glamora is the ultimate hazard thrower. You smack it, you get Toxic Spikes. It learns Spikes, it learns Stealth Rock. It has its own spin move that poisons you. Fucking Mortal Spin. And I was just like, man, I'm all about this. And the little weird, on the... It's technically the front, but it's like the back to the flower part. The little cone, like glass cone with the two yellow eyes. It just looks adorable. I just really like Glamora. It just really, really grew on me the more I used it.
I liked its first form because on the map it looks like a rubber chicken.
It looks like a chicken head.
Glenn is pretty
No, dude,
fugly.
it's a fucking rubber chicken on the map. Like I was looking around, I'm like, okay, what the fuck's this rubber chicken thing? I want one, but I can't find it.
I never found a Glimmet on the overworld. I didn't see Glimmet.
I found one in the same spot I found Frigibax. Like right before you go up the mountain.
Huh.
It was in that same spot right next to that Pokemon Center.
Interesting.
That's where I found it. And I was like, what the hell is that thing? I was like, that thing's gross.
And then it turned into a flower.
Alright, so the next one I have has already been said. I also really enjoy Annihilate. So my favorite fighting type from Gen 1 is also Primeape. And Jake's already said this, but the fact that it punched itself to death...
It didn't punch itself to death. It got so mad it
That's-
died.
okay.
And then came back.
I misspoke. Yeah, that is actually its Gen 1 Dex entry. It
My-
said if it could do that, if it did that, if it got angry enough, it would die.
My favorite thing is the follow-up to that on the Dex entry is it looks peaceful in death.
Does it?
Well, Annihilate doesn't.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think it specifically says that if it got too mad, it would die.
Well, and there's fucking dex entries in this game. There's theories that it remains angry even in its Pokeball, and I'm like, okay.
Look, one of the dex entries is that Primate will chase you around the planets.
Yes.
To kick your ass.
Yes.
That's fucking awesome, though.
And now that you know that it can't die.
No, well, it will die, and it will come back, and it will haunt you from the grave.
Yeah, no,
Nothing can stop this thing.
The power of anger is absolute.
But yeah, it's also got insanely good stats. An insanely good signature move.
I would say it has good stats. Its move is insane.
Yeah, I know it's got... I think its best stats... If I remember correctly, it's like 100 HP... 100-something attack.
115 base attack. And like 90 in its defenses, which is good.
90 in both defenses, and I think 100 speed.
I think it's lower than that.
It might be 90 speed.
But, like, regardless, 90s
That's
in
great.
defenses with 100 base HP?
That's great.
It takes hits, which is what it needs to do.
Yeah. And I'm just glad Game Freak finally gave Primate some love.
Yeah. They gave some love to some interesting Pokemon in this gen. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Assuming they're not on our list.
I'm assuming one of us has got it. But yeah, Annihilate's awesome.
Okay.
Moving on.
So, they gave one of my favorite Gold and Silver Mons an evolution, and there's no way...
And it's Farigiraf!
Wait, is it actually?
No.
No.
I was gonna say, there's no way you like
asshole.
Giraffe Rig.
No, it's fucking the Dunsparce. Because I wasn't going to use one. I'm like, I want to use one because, like, I've never run a Dunsparce. And I'm like, but it's an old Pokemon. I can't use old Pokemon. And then Phil's like, maybe you can. And I'm like, oh.
Because I knew about it, and then, I saw the name, and I couldn't, I was cackling, and I was running one myself, because I knew it was going to evolve, and I was trying to convince Jake, and I was like, no, you can run a Dunsparce. He's like, yeah, but, like, I could, but... And then I'm like, well, but that's like saying I can't run a Giraffe Rig. And he's like, yeah, because it evolves. I'm like, yeah, you can run a Dunsparce.
And like, yeah, I know this fucking Dunsparce evolves, and I'm just like, oh. I understand now. You couldn't improve on perfection. You just there's now more of it.
You just spread it, and then there was another one.
It literally just...
Oh, it's so good.
Like, I saw this thing, I'm just like, huh. No, I don't know what I was expecting, but this does check all the boxes. And then it also gets the ice spinner, so it too can become a Beyblade.
It's also like 15 feet long and just huge. I mean, Dunsparce is pretty big, but
have you heard its cry?
But fucking the Dunsparce is just like...
It sounds like its cry sounds like a Dunsparce that's dying.
No, it's great. But, I mean, because the other one is shoved up the first one's ass.
That's why I said they're like human centipede and two Dunsparce together.
Or three, if you're lucky enough to get the 1 in 100. Like fucking...
I said that the Dunsparce made me not hate Dunsparce anymore because Game Freak went along with the gag.
It's like...
And said you can't, literally like Jake said, can't improve on perfection.
I think my favorite thing, though, is just to get the Dunsparce, somebody at Game Freak had to go... Yeah, Dunsparce exists. We'll recognize it.
We made it. If you want an evolution...
Like...
It's like Overquill. Like, somebody looked at it and said, yeah, Quillfish is a real thing. I guess we'll make an evolution to it.
Like, yeah, no, there's... Like, I don't like Overquill. And that's just... And that's just me thinking it's just too extreme. Which is weird, because I look at the Dunsparce, and, like... It's the same joke as Overquill.
I'm just glad.
Literally, it's Overquill's name is the joke, and its design fits that.
It's a good
and
name.
to Dunsparce, the joke is more Dunsparce, the Dunsparce, and yet I mean,
can't wait for stage 3 Dunsparce.
Whoa, we're
Have you guys seen the biblically accurate Dunsparce Or the Dunsparce?
No.
It's just a ball of Dunsparce. It just gets so long it wraps around
The
itself.
fucking Ouroboros of Dunsparce. I'd be down for that.
I'm just glad Game Freak finally looked at Gen 2 and they're like, hey, some of these Pokemon might need evolutions.
Some of these Pokemon exist.
Yeah.
Crazy. Hey, let's make a good version of Delibird.
Yeah.
Like, so good, it got banned. Like, just think about that for a moment. Think about Delibird, and then be like, we made Mecha Delibird.
I mean, Gen 2 lovers are eating this generation.
We're eating so good. And they're picking Mons that I'm like, yeah, those are the ones you should go for.
That's fucking awesome.
That's incredible. Oh,
It's like ascending to godhood right there.
that's what we deserve.
Yeah, I'm glad that nobody else can see that anyway.
Yeah, you could throw it up there if you...
I'm not going to. That's
Be the thumbnail.
That's somebody's artwork, and I don't feel comfortable stealing that.
Yeah, that's
All right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's move on to... I guess we'll go to my number 6. I already talked about it a little bit. But my last one is Goldengo. And yeah, I love Goldengo. At first I was like... and then it just grew on me more and more. It makes like weird clicking sounds all the time, and
Those are the coins dropping.
I know,
Yeah.
but then it's like, and then I saw Make It Rain and realized it's just Payday but stronger, and I was like, oh god. And then it just rode around on a surfboard, and then it hit people with the surfboard, and then I saw it strutting around, and it was another one of those like Glamora where it just, I'm like, this is kind of dumb, and then it just grew on me the more I had it. And now Goldengo is like, I never want it. I never want to not use it. Like, even in spite of how amazing it is competitively, I love having Goldengo with me. I want to have it around all the time. I would own a real Goldengo. It would be amazing. Strutting around. Got it holding like his hand on his holster like he's a fucking gunslinger from the Old West.
They should have gave him a coin gun.
I'd have been totally down for it. But yeah, Goldengo. Great fucking mon. Glad I got it. Took for fucking ever.
It did. Except for that chest that gave me 200 coins.
You told us it was just a Goldengo.
You mean a Gimmighoul?
Gimmighoul.
The Gimmighoul chest that gave me 200 coins.
Okay, that's a chest. That's different. Okay, because me and Jake didn't get that part.
I did find a Gimmighoul later, like just a standalone one that did drop 100.
Yeah, I read. Oh, like just by itself. With a
Yeah,
single
just
coin?
by a sign.
Oh, that's crazy. I've only hit the 30,
But no, yeah, you said like, oh yeah, no, this Gimmighoul just dropped 200 coins. I'm like, that's bullshit.
yeah,
It was
no,
one of
even
those
I was
chests.
like, that has to be a chest one. That can't be.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. But anyway, yeah, Goldengo's great.
Alright. I know I'm the only one that has this on my list, but
Well, we're at the end, so
it's my only Paradox one.
I mean, I could have it on my list.
It's my only Paradox one.
Iron
I know.
Jugulus.
No, but it's...
But you're saying you're the only one who has it on their list, probably. But
Yeah, I know. I know I am. I was the only one that said I liked this Pokemon.
I mean, I could have written it down. Who knows?
Iron Jugulus.
Iron Hands.
I do not have Iron Dildo on my list. I'm sorry.
Where's the dildo at?
Look at him.
Take the hands off. It is just a very stout dildo.
Okay, I see
It's
it now.
pointed. It has the balls.
Okay, I was more focused on the fact that Harry Emma has a lot of cake going on. So like, I mean, that's why he has a huge HP stat. So like,
Balls.
he's got balls, man. I mean, how else do you think he hits that hard?
They are very pronounced,
Yes, they are.
and his head is pointed.
Look, Game Freak made a patty cake Pokemon that hits like a truck.
And is a penis.
This is
But
literally
anyway.
what I wrote for number 6.
You wrote a paragraph for the fucking
Oh
Iron
my
Dildo?
god.
No, I wrote that. I said I wrote 6 Iron Hands, and I'm probably the only one here that likes it.
Oh,
Fair enough.
I see.
I mean, I appreciate that it. Like, I appreciated that in my playthrough, Iron Hands felt like alien, like, enforcers, and it felt like the villain thing coming at me. Like, what marched out of your thing when you get to the actual bottom lab?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh no, powerful Pokemon. Because for us, it was just Iron Hands.
Just Iron Hands?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Iron
Okay.
Hands literally were there till the...
It was bad.
See, I got Brute on it.
Okay, that one works.
It came out and I started laughing. I'm like, oh, powerful Pokemon. This fucking thing that's gonna get roasted.
Oh, dude.
Oh, we are dining on sautéed mushrooms tonight.
All right.
Skeledirge,
Okay.
light them up.
So it was between either that or Iron Valiant, and I've only used Iron Hands. I actually haven't used Iron Valiant yet.
I like Iron Valiant.
I like Iron Valiant's typing because it's like they just took Gardevoir and Gallade and just threw them in a blender.
Smashed them together and gave it pigtails.
And I like them. I like both of them. Those are definitely my two favorite Paradox mods. I like Fluttermane. I don't like Roaring Moon. I have to say it. I don't like Roaring Moon.
Roaring Moon looks stupid.
It does look very fucking
Like,
dumb.
from the front,
And I
its
love
face,
my Salamence, and I hate Roaring Moon.
I look at its face, and it's just like, ah!
Well, it's roaring constantly.
Is it, though?
I
What about
prefer-
Screamtail?
I prefer Great Tusk over, what's the other Don fan?
Iron Treads?
Iron Treads.
Iron Treads,
Yeah,
yeah.
no. Great Tusk is... Great Tusk almost made my list until I thought about Glamora.
Great Tusk is a solid design.
Oh, I love it. I loved using it. Because I had to train it. I had to EV train it for my Sun team. It's
But
great.
yeah, that's my list.
Okay, so my favorite new Pokemon that was not related to any old Pokemon is Bramblegast. Because when I saw Bramblin the first time, I fucking lost it. Because I saw it roll across the screen. I'm like, the fuck was that? What even? Was that a goddamn tumbleweed Pokemon?
That's Tumbleweed.
I think I first had the thought of, like, is that just a part of the environment, or is that a Pokemon?
And I'm like, come back here, Tumbleweed. I need to know. And then, like, it's just a fucking Tumbleweed Pokemon. And then it evolves into a bigger Tumbleweed with a face.
Yep.
Oh, God, I love him. He is my favorite. I don't think he's very good, but, like, he's very nice looking.
He's a ghost.
Look, somebody died and then became a tumbleweed.
Yeah.
You don't... No. The thing that was the Tumbleweed died.
Or something died and possessed the Tumbleweed.
It's really unclear.
That's what I think it is. At least for Bramblin.
Maybe a tree spirit died, or something grass-related died.
No.
A plant died.
Well, because tumbleweeds are a plant. So there was a living plant, and then it died. It's like Cursula. The coral died.
Cursol is awesome. Can we say that about Gen 8?
A soul unable to move on to the afterlife was blown around by the wind until it got tangled up with dry grass and became a Pokemon.
What the hell was Game Freak on?
Dude, there are some mons. And
Not even Bramblin.
We'll get to it. I have one I need to talk about.
Not even Bramblin knows where it's headed as it tumbles across the wilderness.
well, of course not. It's
It's just out there to live its best life.
Or afterlife.
That too.
So yeah, now's the time that we actually get into the meat and potatoes of Gen 9, because Lord knows this was a controversial game.
So what I did for this part of the notes is I just wrote things down that I liked, and then I wrote things that I didn't like.
Alright,
That's more than I did.
I mean, I can just run down it. I'll be honest, I really liked the high-res textures they put on all these Pokemon. The Pokemon look amazing if you're within 5 feet of them.
I mean, you sometimes have to be closer than that.
You're not wrong!
Yeah.
I've run into polygonal Igglybuffs. Just or Slidops that's a D20.
Sometimes when you encounter the Pokemon, it's their Pokemon Stadium model. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I've actually seen a guy who somehow brought Typhlosion into the game, and yeah, his fire is back, and it's fire.
It's Typhlosion Fire.
It's Typhlosion Fire. The boy we love is back.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not horrible. It's fire.
You see, unlike those fake Typhlosion fans, I love him regardless.
Yeah,
I don't think he made my list, but I do love him.
Typhlosion is great, and I'm glad that they're going to bring him with his fire. I just wished it hadn't been preceded by Charizard.
I will bring my Hisuian Typhlosion over through Pokemon Home.
I will probably do so as well.
I will not.
Okay.
That's fine.
Because I'm not paying for Pokemon Home.
Fair enough.
I mean, I might next year just so I can, because Pokemon Bank's going to be free.
Oh.
So I can finally get everybody off their extended island tour. And maybe they'll...
Your poison team is starving.
Can Muck starve? I feel like...
Clean it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but like...
You can clean your Pokemon in this
I'm not
game.
there to clean my Muck, so...
Did you know fucking Quaxley hates it when you clean its hair?
Hey, did you know I fucking hate Quaxley?
Oh, don't we all?
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
just completely. Like,
I've got a whole section dedicated.
Good. Another thing that I loved was a thing I did not expect. This game has story.
Yep. You just
Complete story. Like it has a beginning, middle, and end, and doesn't flop like a wet, cold dick at the end when you're trying.
It doesn't flop like a Wiglet.
Yeah, surprisingly. Or a Wug Trio, multiple flopping nonsense, wet flopping.
Look, I gotta say it. I love me some Doug Trio, even He-Man Doug Trio, but like, Wug Trio's not doing it for me.
Wug Trio's lazy as fuck.
I hate it. It sucks. It gets goomy when it's a fast Pokemon. Sorry. Wait, what did I say?
Goomy.
You said goomy.
I meant to say
Pokemon.
gooey.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew.
Yeah.
But...
Wug Trio is fucking red, and I hate it. Let that sink in.
But it comes with a nice little rock.
I don't fucking care.
Just, oof.
Looks stupid.
It does look really stupid.
It's stupid and it's lazy. Like Wiglet, I was laughing at. I'm like, this is stupid. And then I made the joke about Wug Trio because it was the obvious joke to make. And then they literally made Wug Trio, and I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, I ran a Wiglet for all of like 2 fights, and then I'm like, oh man, you're just a Diglett, but shitty.
Yeah.
Off the team.
Yeah. No, I did this exact same thing. I even caught a fucking shiny, named it Cheeto.
Off the team.
Yeah, nope. It
then
did not survive.
And then he gave it to me for a Quaxley.
I feel like Phil got cheated in that deal.
He didn't care.
I
definitely got cheated.
I got something I did not have in the hopes that it would get me something I actually wanted, which was Fuecoco. Because I was going to trade it to a friend, but that friend already got a Quaxley.
And then I said
I was like,
and then I said I would have given you Fuecoco because I was
but at
breeding
the time
them.
at the time that you told me that, I was still planning to trade with this other friend. But then that trade fell through, so now I need a Fuecoco.
Well, I can trade you one.
That'd be cool. Because Lord knows I'm probably gonna use Fuecoco in my Scarlet run. Because I am looking forward to doing a Scarlet run. Because you can break this game wide open with just water travel.
Yeah.
That's another point in this game's favor. It's actually more open than Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deceptively.
There's
so.
not areas you travel to. It's just one whole freaking map.
Somebody did a thing where they caught all the Pokemon they could before getting the first badge, and they had like 300 and some.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Like, you can get almost anything before.
I wonder how hard that was, like, catch rate wise.
Oh, the catch rate is the we can't catch below a certain level is bullshit. I caught a level 50 Veluza when my level cap was like 40. It's nothing. They're lying to you. They just won't listen to you.
Yeah.
I actually had that happen.
That's the only reason why I started going for badges, is because my Dunsparce got to level 30, and it's like, I'm not paying attention. I'm like, oh, come on. You're mine. I caught you.
That happened to me with Baxcalibur. When my mons were like level 40 and I had like 5 badges, and it was like level 50.
Man.
I was like, I'll catch up eventually.
Another thing. Nimona is my favorite rival.
Hop is dethroned.
Hop was never my favorite rival. I just thought Hop was underrated.
What about How?
How sucks.
Oh, him and his Pikachu.
How's bad.
His Raichu.
I don't care.
Gladian.
Before
Gladian. That guy.
Gladian is an edgelord loser. Urgh, holding his hand. It's like
She does a good job at being a rival.
Nemona's just great. She just wants to battle. That's all she wants to do, and she just loves it. And that is exactly the kind of rival that I want.
Even though she's Goku.
So my favorite thing with
She
Nemona
is.
is when you go down to Area 6 or Area 0, and the second of your mascot cover comes down, and they snarl at your bike,
Yes.
and then it walks away, and she's like, "Oh, the family reunion's going great."
Because as far as she's concerned, that's how Pokemon interact.
And everybody's just like, "What are you talking
What
about?"
the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I love when she's like, yo, fuck, what is her name?
Penny?
Penny.
Yeah.
Penny, grab your shit, grab your Pokemon, we're gonna go fight. Just runs off, and it's like, I love you. You are... Nemona is the kind of girl that I would just have as a friend for life. She is great. She knows what she likes. She likes to do it a lot. And as long as you're willing to also do that, you two are going to be friends forever. And I'm like, I will battle you whenever. Every time she's like, now let's battle again, I'm like, heck yeah.
She is the anti-Silver.
Oh, she's great.
Every time Silver bumps into you, he's like, hey, fucker, time to battle.
And every time she bumps into you,
Well, that's
she's
because
like,
Silver's mad at you for giving him a dumb name.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
No, like fuckboy or something.
No, I named him question mark, because that's his name.
I named him Ashley because I thought he was a girl.
Look, it's not our fault he's an edgelord.
Not as much of an edgelord as Gladian.
I think I nicknamed him Dipshit one time, and in Gold, somebody calls him by his name. Some dipshit guy just fought me. He was really mean.
Yes, I know I know the exact trainer you're talking about.
Yeah, the one up there by Lake of Rage or whatever.
Yeah. Or no, he doesn't say his name, but there's a girl on the route leading to Victory Road.
Oh, I thought there was somebody up by Lake of Rage.
There is someone by Lake of Rage who mentions him indirectly, but doesn't say his
Are
name.
you sure? In Gold and Silver? Not Heart Gold, Soul Silver, because they changed that guy's dialogue.
Oh, okay, then I don't know.
Because I think it's like a hiker or something at Lake of Rage. And
Is it a hiker or is it a Pokemon collector?
it's one of the two.
Okay. Because
It's a Bigman.
I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about, though.
But yeah, no, he does say the name. Anyway.
Alright. Yes. I don't know if I'm, like, syncing up with your goods, so...
You've done like 2 of them.
I don't have any notes for this, so...
That's fair.
I can just say my goods now.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I'm not
I would
done
say-
with goods, but...
okay, so I actually did like about half the classes. I would say most of them are actually pretty good at teaching you things about the game.
The ones that are about game mechanics teach you shit.
Yeah.
It's great.
Like, I actually had the waypoints for, like, if you take the history course, they give you waypoints for where the totem legendaries spawn.
The Chinese legendaries.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, I didn't need
Like,
that.
that's useful.
I bumbled into those myself.
But the game doesn't force you to do that. They just say, here, go take these classes if you want.
The reward is not worth it.
It's a Meowth.
Well, okay. Now that I know you can get a Galarian Meowth, I'm like... I guess it's worth
It's a
doing.
regional form that you can only get there or later. So, I mean,
Yeah,
through Pokemon Home.
but it's Berserker.
You see, I took one of the classes, and I think I stared at the screen for 5 minutes, because I didn't quite get the question. It was like, where should you not let your Pokemon out? And it's like, by the water, by the tall grass, indoors. And I'm like, well, you probably don't want to, like, release it by the water, because, you know, what if it's a fire type and it falls in and it just fucking dies?
Yeah.
Well, except that the game already has the inflatable raft.
Yeah, but, like, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just like...
You're thinking in reality when the game's trying to be like, think of the game.
Yeah, no,
Where can you press ZR and it does nothing?
But
You're
like,
thinking of the Professor Oak thing. You're not allowed to use these things
but
indoors.
I'm thinking, I'm like, what if my Pokemon is an idiot child and just falls in the water? What do I do then? What if it drowns? And it's like, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, which of these is not like the others? I had to reverse engineer the fucking answer. And I'm like, you know what? I'm still not entirely confident, but indoors. And they're like, yeah, because some Pokemon are really dumb and they'll scratch up the wall. So I'm like, oh, so it's a racism thing.
Pokemonism.
I think it's more so a maintenance thing.
I mean, would you like a Giratina to be inside your house?
Yes. Not really, but yes.
Well, no, it's a thing like, well, since some Pokemon could be really bad to release inside your house, you can't release your Pikachu inside your house, because, you know, that'd be dangerous. And you know what? Fuck you. There's a Greedent in your house, or a Squovit. In your house.
It's like, so one Pokemon ruined it, so now they all can't do it.
Yeah. Well, it's more so I think it's a league. Well, no, because you can't go into people's houses in this game, but I think there are public places you can enter that aren't league controlled that won't let you release your Pokemon as well. Because otherwise I was going to say it's just a league mandate.
Oh yeah, no, that Squovit at the very beginning, that screwed me over on that.
Dude,
I'm just like, but I've seen Pokemon inside before.
Yeah, I know.
I've had battles with people inside.
There are Pokemon inside the school.
Yeah.
There's a fucking Gengar.
There's a Gengar at the front desk, which is awesome.
There's some Noibats above him.
Yeah.
You know, doing some Dewey Decimal System shit.
Yeah.
So,
whatever.
Most of the Pokemon in this game are pretty solid. But then we have Flamigo and Quaxley.
Somebody tried to tell me that Flamigo was clever.
Its
what
name
part of it?
Maybe its name.
Because they're like, oh, it's a play on Amigo. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, wow, but guess what? It's still a fucking flamingo.
It's just a flamingo.
Yeah.
They took the N out and called it a day. They're like, no, it's like a twofold joke. I'm like, no, it's not even a joke at all.
No, it's the name is clever in a punny way, and then they just put in a flamingo. It's just like great.
And then it doesn't evolve into anything. And it's just like, you could have done something with it, but no, it's just a flamingo now.
It's just a fucking flamingo.
So
and then there's Tweety Bird.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, we're talking about Squawkabilly?
No, we're talking about Flitty.
Squawkabilly sucks, but
Flittle. It flittles.
Okay, when I first saw Flittle, I did not think it was gonna evolve into a fucking ostrich.
I never thought it was even a bird.
I thought it was like...
It was like a pill with frills.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was like a handkerchief that somebody just got done using.
Dude, I don't know.
They just like threw it.
I don't know. It got psychic powers. We don't ask.
You were talking about Karen kangaroo earlier.
No.
This is literally a Karen ostrich.
I was talking about the Karen monkey.
Karen, what did I say?
Kangaroo.
I don't know how that came out.
Don't know
Karen,
either.
I was trying to say like orangutan or like
okay.
Oranguru.
Oranguru is its name, and somehow I mixed those words.
No, I remember running into Espanthra out by the psychic town.
Yeah, you ran into it after I mentioned, like, because I evolved my Flittle, and I was like, you are not ready for what this turns into.
And so I thought it was a completely different species. I chuck a ball at it, and I look at the dex, and I'm like, oh. Oh, it evolved from Flittle. What?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there should have been something in between, but I guess not.
No, just extreme, just...
As much as I hate the way Espanthra looks, it's pretty solid for raids.
Yeah, it's a good Pokemon. It's just bad design.
It's wearing heels. It looks like a gypsy.
I'm still on the side of Karen. Like,
well,
it's got the Karen cut.
I interpret what's on its head as like not as hair, but as like a hood.
See, I imagine that thing running at you at Mach speed, going, I would like to speak to your manager.
Yeah, literal Mach speeds.
My favorite thing, though, is like, the dex entry is like, it's got kind-looking eyes, but it's very vindictive. And I'm just like, I don't think those are kind-looking eyes.
No, they're deep blue with nothing else. They're terrifying. Espathra is a horror show. And then it, like, flaps its wings, and you're like, oh, no, don't do that.
Do we have any others that we think are bad? I don't really care for the Spidops line. It's
Tarantula.
not bad. It's just
Tarantula's funny.
Tarantula, I think is what it's called.
Well, it's round, so I realized it.
It looks like yarn, but I think it's like spider webs.
Yeah, but I think it's actually Tarantula, and
Yeah, I looked at that, and the second I put it together, I'm just like, oh, I get it.
yeah,
It didn't hit me as hard as Reller did.
Reller's bad, but I actually didn't realize it was round until round in its name until I watched that video that I sent everybody. But Spidops, I was like, that's kind of cool. And then I remembered seeing Spidops BST at like 405, which is 10 more than Beedrill.
Well, I mean,
And I was like,
spiders do kill bees.
and I was like, you are the bug. Because the bugs past Gen 5 are all too good to be like a solo bug run. Like, they're actually decent. Like, their BSTs I kind of stare at and I'm like, that's not terrible. This is the first one that I looked at and I was like, I'm going to beat the game with you. That's going to happen at some point. So, Spidops is going to beat all of Scarlet or Violet at some point, and it's going to be a time.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw Spidops. I'm just like, what the fuck are you even supposed to be?
He's a special operations commando. He's wearing like the bulletproof vest, and he's got all the webbing and stuff.
Yeah, I looked at him and I went, that's an Examon.
Yes.
That's a Temtem. It should leave.
Yes, but Tarantula fucking looks like a Temtem.
Yeah. Okay, so I know everybody here... I know you have a soft spot for Lechonk. I fucking hate Lechonk.
I
hate
don't love
looking
it.
at it.
It's okay.
It looks
I
like
mean-
it's crying cheese. like fucking cheese whiz is coming out of its eyes.
I liked it when I first saw it. But
I like Lechonk, and then I saw Oinkalone. I saw both forms of Oinkalone, and I was like, no.
I saw it and I went, I hate this thing. I want it to go away.
The eye thing is weird.
I'm not a big fan of its evolution either. I think Lechonk is fine, but Oinklong is not that
It's
great.
just pig.
Hog.
And I don't know what I wanted,
Not hog.
but not more just pig.
I'm looking at the Pommy line and I'm just like, eh.
That thing doesn't change.
It doesn't.
It just they just
Look at Pomo to Pama and tell me what changes except more hair.
Yeah, more hair.
And a little
They took Palmy, and they had the box image.
Here's
and
what they did
clicked
with-
the corner,
here's what
and
they
they
did
just went up a little bit.
Here's what they did to Pommy to Pomot.
I like how...
It's not a Sneasler thing. They didn't
the-
stretch him long. They just grew him up, and that's it.
It just made him a little bigger.
A little bit bigger.
You
That
see,
being said, it has Iron Fist.
I'll be walking.
Don't punch your shit.
I'll be running around. I'm like, is that the third one? Is that the second one? Fuck, maybe it's not the first one. I don't fucking
You
know
can't
anymore.
find the third one in the wild. I know that much. So it's always the second one.
Because I just see them. I'm like, yep, that's a Pikachu clone that punches. I guess.
I caught one and I tried using it, and then I didn't understand how to evolve it, so I dropped it.
I think it's a crime how we haven't mentioned the Tandem Mouse line yet.
Is that the one that you said they won up to Failing Swift?
That's a joke, yes.
Okay. Because I remember you saying that, but you never elaborated on it. And
no, it was Tandem Mouse and Mousehold.
I'm like, who's he talking about? And then I see Tandem Mouse. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's 2 mice, okay.
And it's when it evolves into 3 or 4 mice.
3, it's kind of like they did on Spars. 3 is the rare one.
I've got like 2 3s, but I found them in raids.
I think mine was 4. But yeah,
It gets a really weak 10 up to 10 hitting attack, and it can get Technician.
it can hit you for 300 base power with Technician.
That's insane.
It's absurd. Because all you have to do is put a wide lens on it, and it has because it does an accuracy check for each hit, and it's 90% base. So you give it a wide lens, and it becomes 99%, and it pretty much guaranteed hits 10 times.
I saw a thing on like whatever the internet battle simulation thing is, where it was a mousehole killed a Garchomp,
Yeah.
in one turn. It's just
Well,
like-
the sad part is that if that Garchomp is running Rocky Helmet and, it has to run Rough Skin, you will die. You will just die. You'll hit it 4 times and then you will die.
that's fine.
But,
I like how Palafin Hero Form's Dex entry is 292.1.
What?
that's its dex.
Like Dex number, excuse me.
Oh, well, yeah.
But, yeah,
Varoom and Reveroom, I mean, that's probably the only steel type I don't care for. It gets slow start.
oh god, I forgot it gets that.
Yeah, but when it evolves, it gets
It
something-
loses it. It gets filtered.
Yeah.
I actually like them.
It's fine.
I look at it and I go, "Yep, that's
It's my least favorite.
that's a motor."
That's a fairy killer.
You know what I'm really surprised did not make your team of 6?
What?
Orthworm. I thought you liked Orthworm. You
Orthworm-
went off
I
about...
liked it, and then I just eventually realized I'm like, it just doesn't do anything because it doesn't.
You went
have,
off
it doesn't
for like
have
a
reliable
couple days.
recovery.
You went off for a couple days about Earth Eater.
It's a good ability. It's all the bonuses of being flying type without any of the disadvantages. The problem is that it's so passive and it doesn't heal unless someone's stupid enough to hit it with a ground type move, which is the AI, but you know.
Remember when you lost your shit when you fought the Titan version of it?
That's because it was the first time I saw it. It pops
And
out.
its arms come out?
It's a like
It's a Robotnik villain.
Orthworm is a Robotnik creation. There is a tiny bird inside of that worm that is running it.
And then the best thing is when you see them out in the wild, sometimes they're just popping out of the ground like dicks.
Yeah, that's
Just
when
pop
there's-
it out like. Eek!
I think it's when they're sleeping. They're buried in the sand.
I do kind of hate it though, because like they have this weirdly big hitbox. Like they're
Yeah,
just a
they
mile
do.
down the road and they're like battle. I'm like, no.
It's because, like, I think the game recognizes the rest of its tail existing. It's so weird.
No, I wish it wasn't flesh colored. I wish it was like a different color.
It's shiny as blue.
orange.
It still looks like a dick.
It's not...
That you've been
Okay,
seeing
so-
some weird dicks.
Varoom or Orthworm? Which one is getting tossed in the garbage?
Orthworm. I personally think Riveroom is more interesting.
I would also probably toss Orthworm in the garbage.
It's unfortunate because I like what Orthworm is. I just don't like looking at Orthworm.
I don't either. It's its face.
If a
It's
face,
its really
the
dumb
face
looking
is not a
face.
Pokemon face. I'm sorry.
It's its really dumb looking, like, nerdy face.
It's a goofy fucking weirdo. It's when I look at Orthworm, I have the same feelings that Jake has when he looks at Dragonite.
Look at that dumb face.
Oh, I've seen it. I know the dumb face.
We all know.
It's from Sonic. It's a Sonic character.
Yep.
I wish it, like, in the overworld, all of those, like, hand things would come out and it would just start crawling.
It does.
I've never seen it.
Whenever it crawls, the arms come out. It's
I've only seen it,
weird.
like, worm.
No, when it
Worm
worms,
around.
the arms are actually out, and it's pulling itself with its weird. They're not arms. They're sticks with bulbs on the end, and they're blue.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Orthworm even is.
It's a worm.
Is it?
It's a metal worm.
No, I think it's a machine. I think it's literally a Robotnik machine.
It's probably just a really shitty Paradoxmon.
That's my best guess.
It was the first Paradoxmon.
Clearly.
Okay, so we do have a bad steel type this generation. Good ability, but
Great ability. But yeah.
people once people know that ability exists, they're not going to hit it with that type.
Yeah, no, and then that becomes worthless. But you can switch it on ground moves, which there's a lot of those thrown around. Yeah, I mean, some people consider this a negative, but I think the fact that this game is as broken as it is the funniest fucking thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't get anything that was like funny broken. I just got the game crash on me a couple times.
Oh, I had
And
the
that's
crashes.
that's less funny.
I lost 8 hours total of progress to crashes.
That's because you kept not auto-saving.
Well, yeah, because autosave sucks.
I don't understand why you wouldn't want to autosave.
Because,
You don't need to worry about, like,
okay, to be fair...
a lot of things.
To be fair, I mean, I did reset to get a good starter.
That is my first reason. Some bottle caps, actually.
Yeah, no. I did not... I was under the impression that bottle caps were going to work the same as they did last gen, where you had to be level 100. But no, now it's dropped a little... Like, knowing what I know now, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, it's...
But
really,
I still manual save.
It's really great that you can just be like, this shitmon who's got 0 in all IVs. Well,
let's fix that.
Here's some bottle caps, go fucking nuts.
Do you write down things you didn't like?
Oh, they're in my head. Don't worry about it.
Well, I feel like the raids feel very unfinished.
No, they do. They
no,
do.
no, actually,
like,
yeah,
if you're doing a local raid and like
it desyncs so fucking hard.
Like it's very easy to break them.
There was a time that Aaron and I, not you, other Aaron, we did a raid and I think a full 30 seconds before it happened, he's like, "Wow, you died," and then I'm just like, "Huh, okay," and then 30 seconds later, I'm like, "Oh, that's what you meant."
So earlier when we were doing our 6 stars, I was looking down at my screen, and the fucking toad scroll on your screen was almost dead, and on my screen it still had like a fourth of its health left.
Oh, I had some of the Charizard raids boot me out when there was still time left. In local, I was the host.
No,
and it's just like, nah, fuck you, Charizard.
Yeah, you weren't gonna win anyway.
Yeah, we were. Well, no, actually, but it still pissed me the fuck off.
There's times when the first hit looks like it doesn't go through, but it actually does, and then it all just comes in on the second turn. They're just half dead.
No. I've had ones where my opening move plays the animation and nothing happens.
No, it comes up. It comes up in the next turn.
Alright, well...
If you would, when you go to attack it, its health bar is down further.
Oh, alright. Well, because that always pissed me off.
It is a visual glitch, and I laugh at it every time, and I'm just like, fuck.
Like...
I wish there was more variety in the raid battles. I feel like I fight the same things consistently.
Yeah.
The pools for Mons are kind of lacking. Like, I've never found a Veluza in a raid, and I once saw a Veluza raid online, and I wasn't able to join it. Like, there's definitely some really shitty, like, this is what percentage this Mon's gonna show up. And most of the crap I cannot tell you the number of times I fought in a Talonflame. I'm sick of it.
I have fought several Haxoruses.
I've not.
And Haxorus usually turns up as my 6-star, and I'm just like, I don't care about shit.
For me, it's Tinkaton, Toadscruel, and Tyranitar?
How would you get Tyranitar?
Yeah, you never get Tyranitar.
Well, not Tyranitar, fucking...
Salamence?
I don't know who... I know the Dunsparce is in there.
I've never seen a Garganacl.
Neither have I. I've got...
Garganacl's in there for me.
The AI always has one.
Yeah.
I got mine to fuck up at one point where I would get the same 3 AI partners every single raid. Like, it didn't matter what I was fighting, they always had the same 3. And it didn't change until I reset the game.
Lovely.
So I always had a Weavile, a Bellybolt, and a Garganacl, I think. And I'm like, this is not the best loadout.
Not really. But...
So, another thing I had is, besides Larry, because Larry's awesome, the Elite Four and Champion, in my opinion, in this game, was a major letdown.
I think the Elite Four was fine because they're, like, in the game, at least. They're characters.
You meet...
Maybe not Poppy, but...
You meet the Elite Four, and...
I think the guy who was, like, crying when you won, I thought that was funny.
Hassel?
I liked Hassel being one of the Elite Four. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, team-wise and everything. Like,
I don't even remember Poppy's team because I led with Skeledirge, and I was just like, hey, what if I maxed out my special attack on turn 1?
It was Dark, Steel, Fighting...
Ground Steel, Flying, Dragon.
Yes.
I thought... Yeah, okay, she used Steel. Yeah.
Where did you get dark from?
I don't know.
Yep.
Who was swinging around dark types?
I don't know. But
Dark
yeah,
Elite Four.
what's her name? I thought
2.
literally beat what's her name from Gen 6 for worst champion team ever.
Yeah, Guido wasn't good, and she had a Go-Goat for some reason.
A Go-Goat,
Didn't she have an Avalugg?
an Avalugg.
I think so.
I'm looking it up right now.
Glamora was probably her best Pokemon, which
That
was
wasn't
her
bad.
ace.
Oh yeah, she had a Kingambit.
A King
Okay,
Gambit.
King Gambit's a problem. Because King Gambit gets a 10% boost to attack every time one of your mons faints.
Yeah.
Kind of busted. She had a couple of legitimately good mons. It's just that I found it completely unnerving that she looks like a character from Coliseum in XD Gale of Darkness and not from this game.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Danganronpa. She got the Danganronpa pose going on.
Oh, well, I don't
Her,
know about
her
that.
artwork, she got the Danganronpa
Okay, well,
pose.
that's fair, but, like, her facial design just screamed at me, you're from Ore, and why are you here? For all I know, she is from Ore.
I mean, she could be if that place existed.
She has an
They're canon.
Espathra, a Go-Goat, a Veluza,
She has
an
an
Avalugg, a Kingambit, and a Glamora.
You know, I think it was an Espatha that did... The reason I had a challenge with that is because I led with Skeledirge, and Espathra made Skeledirge not exist.
Yeah, yeah, no, Espathra will do that. It's kind of fucked up. But yeah, no, Gita just wasn't that interesting of a champion.
No.
To me, Nimona was the champion, the one that I wanted to fight. And honestly, Nimona's team was actually interesting, but kind of weak.
I was surprised to not fight her in the tournament.
Well, she was setting up the tournament.
Yeah, no, she
I thought she
tells
was
you.
in the tournament.
No, she literally kept telling you she couldn't participate.
Look, I want to kick your ass, but I gotta
I
put
gotta
these
run.
posters
I
up.
gotta run all this shit. I gotta do all the administrative stuff. So that's why you gotta fight it again, and then you get to fight her.
I was hoping I would get to fight her in the second time I did the tournament. She wasn't there.
Really? Because she was there for me.
No, I got Clavel. He just shows up. He's like, "Yo, I got that Quaxley evolution." I'm like, "Yo, I don't give a shit."
I don't want to watch your boob jiggling bird, fucker. Well, actually, I had to stare at that because that's what Nimona had for me.
How did you guys feel about the gym challenges?
They were mostly fine. The psychic one was complete garbage and dumb.
So was Larry's.
I feel Larry's at least was a challenge.
I couldn't
Yeah.
figure out where the fuck to go. I'd ask Phil.
The psychic
They
one.
do tell you, like, they front load the information about what you need to do for the normal gym challenge. So if you're just mashing through like you do with most Pokemon games,
I do.
You're gonna miss that shit, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck am I doing?
See, they kind of threw me off because I'm like, they'll give you a hint. They'll tell you what their hint was, and I'm like, okay.
And then you battle them, and they
But-
don't tell you anything until you talk to them again.
And I'm like, okay, but what do you mean by their hint? Like, the hint that got me was to talk to the regular because I didn't realize you were supposed. See, I hadn't been going into restaurants because restaurants aren't places; they're menus.
Yes.
So it took me the longest time to walk into the restaurant to realize it is a place.
That was the first hint I actually got. I was like, because he's like, well, that was the one that I think I understood the best. Is like, okay, I got to go to the restaurant and talk to somebody.
They just said go talk to a regular, and I'm like, okay.
Well,
Is that
a
going to be
regular
somebody who's
at-
standing outside of the place? Like, yeah. Like,
Well, that's what I initially thought, and I looked around. I'm like, okay, no one's in here, no one's around here, so it's got to be inside. But
yeah, no, like I was still operating under the impression that it was just going to be a menu when I walked in. I didn't think it was going to be an actual building.
yeah, no, that's
Because
fair.
every other restaurant
Every
in
other
the game...
restaurant is not real. I know. Why did you guys have trouble with the psychic?
I didn't have trouble with it. It was just stupid.
Yeah, it was
It-
just like dance
It was,
the correct
hey,
way.
can you press the right button?
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that! Can you do it again?
To be fair, there were plenty of those that were a waste of time.
I thought the
Plenty
skiing
of
one
gym-
was cool.
The what?
The skiing one.
That one was stupid.
No, that was a waste of my time.
I was like, okay, let's just ski.
No,
Hey, you've got a minute and a half. This course takes 5 seconds.
No, what this should have been was a fucking ski-free thing where there's an Obama snow chasing you. Then I would have been interested.
Or the olive one.
Rolling the olive was kind of fine because you got to play around with the jank physics.
It was entertaining, and then you just get to skip parts of the maze by battling people. It's like, yes, I want to battle the gym trainers. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I'll open this shortcut. I'm like, oh, I mean, you don't have to. I'll go the long way if you
Oh no,
want.
I didn't want to go the long way. I was just like, it's like, oh, here's the punishment for wanting to take the shortcut. It's like, I want to battle people, and I get to skip doing most of this shit. Great.
And then we got to be on a live stream.
That one was fun.
That was fun.
Because I'm just like, okay, where's he at? Like, they get to the third one where it's like, here's this intense battle. I'm like, okay, he's nowhere near the battle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there he is.
He's like all the way off to the
boat.
right.
Yeah,
That one was actually funny.
I enjoyed doing Where's Waldo. That was a good time.
What did the ghost gym make you do aside from? Was it just double
It was
battles?
it was
you
double battles, and there was like a rap battle.
you watched a rap battle, and then you had to hype up the gym leader's concert by doing battles. It was nothing. It was what you would have done anyway.
The graph gym, that was fun. Trying to find the Sunflora.
Oh.
That completely tanked the frame rate.
Yeah.
That was great because you had so many fucking Sunflora following you.
I looked at that, I'm like, look, game, I appreciate what you're trying to do. I just know you can't handle it. You're dying over there, please.
It was not designed to have more than one Pokemon following you. It was great.
And then the last one was we had to go find the water gym leader. We had to go
and then go bid on shit.
Yeah, we had to go buy something for him because he forgot his wallet.
Didn't you have to do something else for him after that?
I don't think so.
Not after what you had to do is go return his wallet, and then he's like, "Here's some money. Go bid on this stuff that I want."
Yeah, and then I thought you had to do something else after that for like I don't know.
No, because after that you give him
Fulton Veluza.
Nothing but Fulton Veluza. I think he did use the Veluza though.
Did he?
He did.
I know his ace was Crabominable, and I laughed at that.
Oh, dude, the aces for the gym leaders were really fun, and then I laughed hysterically when it's like, I prepared to fight this type, and now you're going to terrestrialize your final Mon, which would probably kick my ass, into the type I've literally prepared to murder.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
To be fair, what's-her-name uses a Mismagius into an electric type that has levitate.
That was smart.
That was really smart.
But all I did was fucking I'm pretty sure I one-shot it. It was a joke cuz I had either boosted or I was already terra'd and I just annihilated it.
Did you guys know that Larry Staraptor only had 2 moves?
Yeah, I did send that. It was just Aerial Ace and Facade.
Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
Look, if you came in and you were like, I'm a poison that, I'm a burn that, you were dead.
Also, he's the only gym leader that has for example, the Mismagius ghost type into electric type. Staraptor's already a normal type, and he terrestrializes it into a normal type,
which gives it insanely powerful normal moves.
What was Grusha's ace?
Who?
The ice guy. His name Grusha, something like that.
Fuck.
I know he had a Titan on his team, but
Well, yeah,
that wasn't his ace.
But no, yeah. I
wanna
think it was an ice type. Which
I'm
was
looking it
weird.
up.
He was like the one who did that.
I just remember going, look, dude, you can tell me to back down all you want. I have a Skeledirge at +6.
Dude, I was like...
I know I swept that gym.
I was sitting there like, are you really lecturing me on like, I'm gonna crush you using the ice type?
I can't believe I also the bug gym was like my 3rd gym.
Also, I laughed when he's like, oh, it's your unlucky day. It's snowing. And then like 3 turns in, it stopped.
It's your unlucky day. I'm like, sir, I'm using fire types.
Oh,
I'm hitting
Altaria.
you.
It was Altaria. Okay.
I'm hitting you specially.
I hit that fucker physically. He sent in Altaria, and I was using Earthworm at the time with Body Press. And I was just like...
I was just... Torch Song. Oh, you're giving me the weakness. Torch Song. Your Altaria might have survived a hit if you didn't turn it into an ice type.
Yeah, no, that was the problem with every gym leader. It's like, can you terrestrialize into something that's interesting? Like, I would have been more interested if they picked a Mon that was that type and terrestrialized it into something that would beat you. if you were just planning for fighting that
Like
type.
something that was weak to their actual
like something like
Like if the grass guy didn't turn his Sudowoodo into grass, but he turned it into fire.
or
rock.
or he didn't use a Sudowoodo, he used a grass type like Dolive or something and turned it into a water type
like you're fighting the
That
water
would've been
gym,
cool.
they terrestrialize into a fire type.
to beat your
grass
grass
type.
or
Like,
ground
that's-
type to beat your electric type. I would have thought that would have been way more interesting.
Nah.
But I
Made for
did
babies.
appreciate the those shocks of like, because I went to the grass gym first and he threw out a Sudowoodo and I went, ha! And then I was like, oh, he's gonna terrestrialize it. What is he gonna terrestrialize it? Grass. And the not the Dunsparce. I just had Dunsparce. Dunsparce paralyzed it and beat the shit out of it.
Yeah, I was like, flamethrower. Flamethrower. You get a flamethrower too.
Oh, hey, your Sudowoodo is turning into something that's weak to my fucking. Oh my god! Like,
No, starting with Fuecoco, that's the easy mode because like the first few gyms get swept by it.
yeah,
Bug,
no, grass, bug, electric, no, but well, no, the first two, but then it's water and electric. After
Yeah, but by the
that.
time you get there, you've probably got a belly bolt.
Oh. Yes, belly bolt.
That's what I
the-
had.
Oh my god.
No, Belly Bolt's not bad. I'll just say it.
Belly bolt's fine,
I got one named Blorb.
but I used a kilowatt troll for my electric type until I finally replaced it, which made me sad because I had 3 birds on my team. I had Iron Bundle, Kilowatt Troll, and Espathra.
At least they're different birds.
Yeah, and
Two of them were on the
weren't-
ground.
I was gonna say 2 of them weren't even flying type. But Espathra can learn fucking Brave Bird and not Hurricane
Look,
or Air Slash.
Crobat can learn Brave Bird.
Yeah.
Crobat's not a bird.
Brave Bat.
Anyway, let's talk about Team Star. They were there.
I like Team Star.
They're fine.
I forgot about most of them. I remember the dark guy claiming to be the leader and then also the weakest.
That
I actually thought
he
him
was
as my
the,
third.
He was the DJ. I thought he was cool. I have a weird like. I like Melly too much.
Is she the one with the boots?
Yes.
She kicked my fucking ass. Look, okay, so I was in the low 20s when I fought her. I didn't realize the dark type one was the one you were supposed to fight first. Yeah, her Torkoal and her Reveroom bodied me.
I was using a Finizen as my water type at that time.
Oh.
And Torkoal comes down and he's all like,
Drought.
And I'm like, surf? And he's like, no.
No.
And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Fine. We'll fight fire with fire.
So when I first fought her,
And then my game crashed.
sick. When I first fought her, she sent out her Torkoal, and for whatever reason, there was another weather effect on the overworld, and her drought failed. So, like, I barely scraped by with a win, and then several hours later, my game crashed, and I lost all that progress.
I thought it was kind of like okay, this is my take. I thought the Team Star members were harder than the actual gym leaders.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
they were.
That fighting lady, holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
By the way, I gotta say it, I refuse to believe that she got bullied.
She was the bully.
She has like the figure of like I refuse.
No, like... I think...
Fairy guy, though. Fairy guy got bullied.
Yes, definitely got bullied.
Yes, but what I think probably happened with Wrestler Lady is that it probably wasn't that she was bullied directly, it's that people talk shit about her behind her back. That's what I think happened. And I do like that Penny being the leader of fucking Team Star was the most obvious, like...
I didn't see it.
We were pointing at it the
Really?
entire
No,
time.
I'll be honest. The Team Star plotline, I kind of just mashed A through.
I was kind of like... So Team Star I was kind of interested in before it started, and then when I realized it was do some auto battles, and then you get to fight a trainer with 2 Pokemon. I'm like, oh, this is significantly less interesting than what I thought.
Yeah.
And then as soon as like she comes on, or Cassiopeia comes on the thing, and she's like, oh yeah, I can't believe this person fell on such hard times or whatever. I'm like, okay, so you're the big boss, and you're also Penny.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, I can't believe you got me. of the 3 characters we were introduced to before the game started, Penny's the only one who hasn't been associated with anything.
Yep.
Except for that one Team Star run-in. So, wow.
And she's like she's like screaming major character when you bump into her the first time, and it's like, you're important.
And then somebody, like, just on the down low is like, yo, Penny's really good at hacking. I'm like, oh, wow, my phone just got hacked. Weird.
Okay.
The twist, though, with Campbell going, I was Cassiopeia the whole time.
Damn it! I was just gonna say that.
When that happened, I was like, no, you're not.
That's what I was listening in. He was just like, oh, it was me the whole time. I was the one. I'm the leader of Team Star. Nope.
But he said that, and I kind of cocked my head like, what? No,
but that
you didn't trick me, did you?
No, that literally didn't make any sense, because through the entire Team Star story, assuming you were paying attention, Clavel's like, I didn't know this was happening.
Yeah, no,
So that's why it's so stupid when he's like, I'm Cassiopeia. I'm like, no,
And
you're
it's like,
not.
oh well, nope.
No, I didn't believe that he was. I just kind of cocked my head because I'm like, that's kind of, you're throwing a curveball at me because, like, I already know the twist. You can't throw a different twist at me and then pretend like that's the real twist.
It's an imaginary curveball, because it's like, you couldn't have thrown the curveball to begin with. You literally didn't know that the stuff that Team Star was... You weren't even the person running shit when Team Star happened.
But no, he's like, I'm the big bad, not just kidding. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because that's a really dumb twist if you're
It
the
was
big
funny,
bad.
though. It was funny they threw that in there.
I just do, I like the playing along with him, like...
Dude.
I wasn't just Clive, and he, like, rips off his coat. I was,
And you're like, no way.
oh my god,
No
really?
way.
He's like, I'm sorry to shock you like this.
That gag was funny.
His absolute refusal at the idea that his disguise failed in any way was...
To be fair, it didn't fail against the Team Star members.
was just him just...
It didn't fail against the people it mattered.
Yeah,
too.
Penny didn't see it coming.
Oh my god, the fact that Penny didn't get it, I was just like, there's no way you're that stupid.
He's like, the real disguise.
But then
I'm
again...
Director Clavel, and she's like, oh!
But then again, Penny's, like, shut in, who watches anime.
Yeah, she should have definitely seen it then.
A little too relatable sometimes. But anyway, Penny was, like, the easiest final boss.
See, I got kind of screwed over on that one because I led with Skeledirge like I always do, and she's like, Umbreon! I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe I just terrestrialize and get rid of my dark weakness. And then Skeledirge died. I'm like, oh, well, okay, well, it's a good thing I got Tinkaton. I'm just gonna Gigaton hammer everything out of existence.
Yeah, I had, like, that was the thing, is that what I noticed was that anyone with a multi-type team is actually easier than anyone with a monotype team if you're building your team in such a way where you basically have one answer for this type. When you're fighting someone who has a diverse team, it's like, I got an answer for all of that. It's like, I got an answer for this, answer for this,
I
answer
don't
for
know,
this.
you had an answer for my mono team.
And then I had the well, but that's what I mean. It's that you threw in... If you had a diverse team, I might have had an easier time. The fact that I threw in on turn 2 my one major counter to all of your ghost types, and your second ghost murdered it, I was like, oh shit. I have to play now. I don't get to press buttons and win. And that's my point with, like, the monotype gym teams, when they're well played, if they can take out your answer to them, they become much more difficult than, like, I have all the evolutions. It's like, yeah, you have all the evolutions, and I have an answer for each one. Because I built my team well enough. I don't know, that's just something I noticed when playing this game. It's just like, when I was fighting the champion was easier than the Elite Four members.
Not for me. I breezed through
I actually
three of
agree
them.
with Phil.
Like I was biting my nails metaphorically with some of the Elite Four fights because I knew that I had the one Mon to fight them with. And if I lost that Mon, it was going to be tough.
Yeah, I had the one Mon that was Skeledirge in all the fights, and I'm just like...
Yeah, I know. I get that. Skeledirge is amazing.
It is.
It's the best.
I'm just like, I'm gonna roast everything. And then the champion comes out, kills Skeledirge, I'm like, oh no! That was my plan!
My only plan.
I mean, I've got like...
My plan to get a +6.
I've got 9,000 revives in my pocket, but you're not gonna force me to use one.
Yeah, no, I don't use items in battle, so
You're not, Leon.
I took some L's. No, yeah, but like that was another disappointment. Leon was hard in Gen
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, I had to use a revive because he cheap shotted me with the thunder.
Oh, I didn't, and I
said,
lost.
I'm like, no game, that was cheating. You did not hit me with that thunder.
Yeah, well,
I think the only person I actually
I
had to use
call him
items on
Mulligan.
was Boot Girl.
oh, I didn't.
She just, wow.
Well, because it is a handicap match with.
Fucking Torkoal using Drought and then the Rever Room getting a speed boost every turn was just... Wow, Jesus.
Yeah, that's why I paralyzed that bastard. At least once. I think Dunsparce eventually came through and beat it again, but it was
Alright.
tough.
This was before I had the Sparse.
Alright, third plot line. The Titans.
I liked that plotline a lot.
This is the plot line I looked at and I said, I don't care about this one. And then as soon as they're like, here's some HMs, I'm like, fuck, I care about this one.
Oh, yeah, no. That was the one where I was like, I don't like Arven. And I still don't like Arven. But as I played through, I mean, I recognized that the Titans mattered. Because it's like, oh, these give me the abilities. My navigation abilities. This is fucking important. And then I started paying attention to Arven's story. And I was like, oh, this is just like a simple, like, it's a boy and his dog.
Yeah.
And it's just, I thought it was well written for what it was, and
I mean, it was
easy
kind
to
of
relate to.
It was kind of cheap emotional manipulation, but you know,
It
it worked.
was, but it
I wanted to help this man get his dog better.
yeah, and it was fun. And
I don't know why he kept being mean to my motorcycle.
Well,
I get it.
You find out later,
I mean,
because his dad paid more attention to the lizard than to him.
Like, I get it. Like, it's like
So-
your
so
brother
he-
and you hate it.
So
But still.
yeah, no, he was fucking rude, but
Look, if it's
but he was
my
also a
sa-
teenager.
it's my sandwich, I want to give it to my motorcycle.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna feed my motorcycle all of the sandwiches. I willingly gave my bike every sandwich. It was
Look.
great.
Look, if I give my motorcycle this sandwich, it gets the ability to fly.
Yeah.
That helps everyone out.
That's great. Everyone wins. Because I don't want to eat these fucking sandwiches.
Yeah, but if you eat the sandwiches, your Pokemon will want a bone.
Plus he looks
And they'll
adorable.
just shove their eggs into your basket.
Plus
You'll
they look
have
adorable.
70 Fuecocos.
Plus he just looks adorable when he's sitting there begging for it.
Oh no, I love.
He's like, "Huh?"
I mean, I feel like Koraidon has a bit more of a rough exterior, but Miraidon is one of the fucking most adorable.
They're both really solid designs. Like in Sword and Shield, I massively preferred Zacian over Zamazenta, but in this game, I really like both of them.
I think Koraidon's a little weirder because it's so... Everything that the bike form can do is so much weirder with Koraidon.
No, it makes complete sense.
So the inflatable tires
Yeah.
and...
It's a flotation sack.
and the wings and just like... I'm like... And it's like furry.
The Tron bike's cooler.
Yeah, the Tron bike's cooler. It's got jet engines, and it's like, this is stupid, but it's from the future, so I guess we'll let it slide. Like, the future bike made more sense to me. The past bike, I'm just like, what?
They had an idea, and they had to figure out how to make both of them work.
Okay, so did you guys like in the Area Zero, like when you first go down there, everybody hops on your bike but you? And it looks like,
Yeah!
it looks like they're about to just fucking leave you like, look, dude, we just need your bike.
No, we're going
are you coming? And then you basically almost don't make it.
You like
have to
almost die.
And you have to get thrown back on your bike by Arvin, who like then grabs your hips, which gets real weird when you're playing as a girl, let me tell you.
I was wearing a helmet, so it didn't matter.
He gets a little handsy, and it's very awkward. I
Considering
wasn't wearing the helmet at the time.
I don't know how old Arvin is, but I know your character's 10.
Oh god. I was hoping our character was older.
I thought they were. I thought they were like.
It's weird because your rival looks a lot older than you.
Your rival looks like she's like 16.
Yeah, I thought you were 14. She was 16.
Yeah, that
Marvel
was
might have been like 17.
That was my understanding. But
and then Penny spent a year in jail, so she's like 15 or something.
Something like that.
That's a punishment, all right. Going
no.
to England.
She actually got sent overseas
to
Galler.
Yeah, jail.
Also, why the fuck does your mom ask people for if they want to join her for a cuppa?
Because that's
Is
Spanish.
that Spanish? I thought that was English.
maybe you moved. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's weird.
Fun fact, she teaches you more sandwich recipes.
Yeah.
She does?
Yeah,
Yes.
she teaches you at least 2.
Hell, I was already weirded out by the fact that the video game decided to tell me what a sandwich was.
Well, look, have you seen the abominations you can make?
To be fair, the game still calls that a sandwich, despite the description of the sandwich your mom gives you.
I mean, hey, at least the loaf didn't become a sandwich. Loaf dog is best dog.
But that's because he's like a pastry.
He is a loaf and he's a bun. He is a long bun.
dog's bun. You're right. You're right.
Doc Spun's pretty cool. He's a good doge.
Fido I thought was cool, and I tried using one for a little bit because I was like, oh, an early fairy, and it's a dog. And yeah, it was one of the first things.
I think he was one of the first mons they revealed too.
You see, I saw Fido and I'm like, is this part 2 to Alkarimi?
Yeah, I had that thought too.
Is this, are we just gonna get one new like food mon a generation now, and like 6 generations in we can make a full course dinner with them?
Hell, we got the cotton candy dog in Gen 6 as an introduction to fairies.
Cotton candy dog.
Yeah.
Oh, Furfro?
Slurp.
Oh.
I don't.
Furfro's not fairy type.
Fufro's not. Slurpuff.
I would never have
is
considered.
a dog.
I would never have considered Slurpuff a dog.
I would not have either, but apparently it's a dog.
I consider it an abomination on humankind, and it should be burned at the stake along with Aromatisse.
Yes. Spritzy is fine. Aromatisse is horrifying.
We could throw both of them in the fire. I'm okay with that.
No. I like Spritzy. Spritzy is the little bird. That's...
Yeah, we know what it is, but it evolves into Aromatisse.
No. But my point is that Spritzy is the firebird that's sitting on top of Skeleturge.
Yeah. It was thrown and burned in the fire. And
it was immolated, and Skeleturge was like, no, we keep that one, and then put it on his nose.
We could also throw Love Disc and that other Love Disc like fish in there too.
Love Disc sucks. Alomomola is fine.
You know, I saw
Love Disc is watching.
I saw Love Disc on the decks, and I'm just like, why are you here? You have no reason to be here.
Love Disc is here, and Alomomola.
Yeah, it's the
and
one
Alomomola
curse.
is hard to find because it's a motherfucker that likes to sit deep in the water.
I found a bunch of them. You know what's hard to find? Barboach.
Yes, because
Yeah.
you need
It's
them
in
for
ponds.
earthquake TMs.
I found 2 Barboaches in the wild, and I'm like, wow. I went to Dragon Lake, where Wishcash was supposed to be,
Oh, you don't see Wishcash.
and there was Golducks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was telling Josh this, and my favorite thing is, before you go into Area 0, they're talking it up like, there's super powerful Pokemon down there. Very scary ones. You get down there, Golduck.
Yeah.
No.
Just, here's a Golduck! I'm like,
And Floettes.
Golduck, Venomoth.
Floettes.
Yes, lots of Floettes. They piss me off because I
Raichu.
run into them because they're so fucking tiny.
Raichu's down there.
Raichu's down.
Dunsparce is down there.
Dunsparce is fucking everywhere.
Dunsparce.
He wasn't wrong about super powerful Pokemon.
Dunsparce is anywhere and everywhere, poking his head from outside the collision box because he just got spawned on the outside and just like staring at you.
Bellybolt. And Tadbulb are down there.
Yes, Tadbulbs are fucking down there.
Super powerful Pokemon.
Garganacles, sometimes Knackleys, and Knackstacks or whatever they're called.
Dreepies.
Dreepies.
And Dragapult. Well,
No, not Dragapult. Dragcloak.
Dragcloak's
Only Dragcloak.
I have never seen a Dragapult spawn.
Never.
I don't think any of the pseudos spawn.
No, Garchomps do.
Yeah, Garchomps are fucking everywhere.
I've never seen a Chompus.
If you go
Go to
around
the rim.
Yeah, if you go around the peak or the crater, there's one that's just fucking T-posing around.
Yeah, just flying.
Really? I gotta see
in
that shit.
T-pose. It's great.
He can just stop on a dime.
Yeah,
Just fucking hover.
Hover and not even like
Oh, and Dragonites are up there in
I also
the
didn't even know
bug
what
area
Garchomp could
where
fucking
the
fly.
ciphers and
Yeah.
that because I found a wild Dragonite there.
I also didn't even know Garchomp could fly.
Did you not play Gen 8?
I did. I just don't remember it flying.
It does. When you go too fast and it can't run to keep up with you, it will glide. And they tell you in the decks, in a lot of the dex entries, they talk about the fact that it can glide on its fins.
I figured it
and
could glide.
eats birds.
Because of its fins.
Yeah, but the motherfucker fucking flies. It's awful. Sharks should not fly.
I bet the animation's fucking great. 10 out of 10.
You mean the lack of animation?
There is no animation.
It is just
T-posing. It is rigid. It is a kite of a
You see,
dragon.
fuck yeah.
Shark.
Here's how it goes. It just like I know everybody else couldn't see that, but like it just turns.
It just rotates, and it there's no movement. It's and then you fight it, and it's in its flying pose, and it's just rigid, bobbing up and down, flying, and you're just like, this is terrible. How did you make it worse? Because
yeah.
10 out of 10.
I think those are the only pseudo legendaries you can find in the wild.
Dragonite and Garchomp.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I've ever found.
I know
there might be Tyrannotars and.
I didn't see any. I didn't see any down there in Area 0.
Oh yeah.
I know the only two pseudos that aren't in the game are Metagross and Komodo.
I'm upset that Komodo didn't get in.
I don't like Komodo.
Look, if you're gonna add all the pseudo legend, if you're gonna add fucking Goodra, at least add a good looking dragon.
I actually think Goodra looks better than Komodo.
You are wrong, and we are ending this now.
Are we?
I don't know, maybe.
Give
it about an hour.
You know what? Let's.
Komodo's never done anything for me.
How do we feel about Gen 9 in relation to other generations?
While we're on the note of that, I don't like Baxcalibur. I liked it when I first used it, but Baxcalibur is bad.
I love Baxcalibur because everything about Baxcalibur is a Showa Godzilla reference. Its tiny little ugly ass form is Manila, and then it turns into a slightly bigger decent one, and then when it turns into Baxcalibur, it does the fucking stupid fly on your breath bullshit, and then hits you with its back spine. It's dumb, and I love it. I don't feel
Easily
like
my least favorite.
I don't like using it. I will use it from time to time. I feel like it needed more spines on its back.
I just wish its face didn't look like it like got smashed up against a wall. It's a
box.
Yeah, it's a very flat face, and like you don't need that.
No, that is the worst part about it. The ice box face is just a bad time. But I really do feel like it needed more spines like Arctibax had, the little triangles. It should have had more of those going along, and I know that would have made it more Godzilla-like and possibly gotten them into trouble, but like just the one blade on the back
it's a single
lame.
halberd.
It's lame.
It is kind of lame
because it just makes the rest of him look naked because he's just a smooth lizard.
Yeah.
It's just like...
He looks half finished when I look at him.
And then he's got the weird, like, fist spines that are red for some reason. And it's like, why doesn't this fucker punch things?
Because
he doesn't even learn rock moves. What Godzilla mon doesn't learn rock moves?
a legally distinct one.
Lame. He should have rock moves. Godzilla is a rock type. But Tyranitar is now officially Bemular, so fuck it.
I don't know. I just remember learning that it evolved at level 54 and then just kind of chuckling to myself like, ha, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Legally Distinct Ghidorah evolving at 64.
Yep. But I do want to go back to my question, like how we feel about it in terms of other generations, because
I made a competitive team. I haven't done that in years.
I'm in agreement with I'm finally in agreement with like I finally will admit that I think Gen 8 is the worst mainline Pokemon game. And
Only now?
And
Only
Scarlet now? Because Scarlet and Violet really brought it into clarity, where Scarlet and Violet is doing things I think better. It brought back the raids, and I personally think there are a lot of improvements to them. Granted, there are a lot of problems with the raids.
They
in
need
this
to be
game.
made better.
But I'm glad that I'm seeing, because really the only part about Gen 8 that I loved was the Dynamax raids, and then they fixed the problems that I had with the Dynamax raids in this game, but they put the raids in so I could just do raids, and it's like, man, Gen 8 fucking sucked, and Gen 9 is really good, and really good in a lot of ways that, you know, I love that this game is about as busted as RBY.
The biggest problem Gen 8 had with raids as opposed to this game is Gen 8's raids felt very under-rewarding. Besides getting, like, good Pokemon from them.
If you caught them.
Yeah, if you caught them.
They could break out.
See, here's the thing that I didn't know that the Gen 9 raids were actually good. So I was just ignoring them under the impression that they were the same as the Gen 8 raids, where like...
Yeah, all those good items you get in Gen 9, they're not as good in the Gen 8 raids.
It's like, who the fuck cares about the Gen 8 raids? It's like...
Then again, though, the Gen 8 raids were a lot easier to complete.
Yes.
And then my brother's like, oh no, you get a 100% chance to catch them, you get a whole bunch of candies. I'm like, oh... There's actually a reason this time.
Well, the Gen 8 raids also fed you candies.
Yeah, but like...
They didn't...
But they didn't
give you
feed
fucking bottle
money.
caps.
They didn't feed you money.
They didn't feed you money, bottle caps, or actually fucking useful items.
Figgy berries.
Patches.
Yeah, figgy berries. We all know about them figgies.
Got a lot of figgy berries, not gonna lie. Also have way too many Dragon Terror shards.
Also, they need to give more fucking shards in these goddamn raids.
Or just not make it cost 50.
No, they should make it cost 5,000 now that you said it.
God
I think 10 to 20 is fair.
You are changing the Pokemon's DNA at a molecular level.
with a dish.
That's pretty fucked up, and it shouldn't be taken lightly.
But you're
It's already in there. Might as well make it easier.
You're feeding your monster crystals. That might or might not be a good idea. Also, have you noticed that your Pokemon become see-through when they terrestrialize?
Yeah, that's fine.
You say that, Jake, but they feed us mints at the same times that change their nature. They also feed you mints, which were rare as fuck in Gen 8.
Dude.
You had to pay League battle points.
Now you can just fucking buy them. You can buy just about anything except for ability patches.
They've never made making a competitive team fucking easier.
You can fucking bottle cap your Pokemon at level 50 instead of 100. Shit's awesome.
Fuck yeah. I'm all for it.
I personally would put Gen 9 at the moment.
I put it somewhere in my middle.
Oh, I'm not. It's not in my middle. It's in my upper section. I probably have it at around 4th.
You see, I got nostalgia glasses on, and
I always will have my nostalgia.
It does make it up to the upper half.
For me, it's better than Gen 1.
For me, it's better than 8, 7, 6, and probably 5.
I honestly feel like this game's better than Gen 7.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think its unique bits are more interesting. Like, I love the idea that they're like, here's the 8 gyms, and also this other shit.
Yeah.
Because the Titan raids are basically the totem Pokemon.
Yeah, it's just
But they give you so much better stuff.
You don't have to take a test to do it.
Yeah.
Just walk in and punch an Earthworm in the face and then leave. And
Or
then you don't,
dodge some boulders.
and then you don't elaborate.
It's a solid generation. They just need to help fix some of the bugs.
No,
Don't fix all of them.
the bug types are fine. We've already gone over this.
No
Help
kicks
fix
is
some of the
great.
issues.
No, they need to
Just get the game to actually like run on the hardware.
do what you need to do so that the game doesn't. Okay, like, I'll be honest, I think the fucking, the draw distance is rough, but, like,
The draw distance is ass when you're looking for the stakes.
Yeah.
yeah, but I do think it's hysterical that you get 5 feet away from someone and their frame rate cuts in half. I think that is really funny, and then when they get 15 feet away, they are moving at 5 frames per second, and I am just giggling to myself because it looks fucking stupid, and I know that I am not... I know that there are a lot of people who don't feel that way, and I know there are plenty of people who are like, why can't these games look good? And that's why I point at this game, because it's like, they made it look good, and now it runs like shit.
I'll never forget that scene in the classroom with the kids.
The kids just...
The low poly kids.
They weren't even low poly, they were just running at like 2 frames per second, and you're just like, why?
Yeah, isn't this a cutscene? Can't you just...
Like, how did you fail this?
Don't you have complete control over that? Or did you make this a real-time scene? And why?
It's clearly in-engine, and your character is clearly considered to be too far away from these children for them to be running at a full frame rate. Because when you spawn into the classroom itself, then they're moving like normal, and you're just like, oh my god, this game has problems. But...
So what say you guys about wrapping this up?
Yeah,
I mean,
we're getting to 2 hours.
I know.
I know we've got a full hour before my
Before-
computer tells us to leave.
I know,
But I don't know if we can really get... I don't really know what else to say about this, aside from...
The story's good. The
it's
post-game
pretty
was
good.
sad.
I hate to do this, but we didn't talk about the end.
Ah, yes, the AIs want to take over the world. All right, let's go home.
No. First off, that final fight was actually hard.
Master Balls. I've
Nothing
got
but
plenty.
balls.
Okay, hang on. So, did your professor just casually, like, drop...
Just dropped
Yeah.
him
Okay.
off the tower.
I was kind of hoping there'd be a little more character to that. Just like, yeah, fuck it.
No.
Oh, you beat my scream tail. Okay, here comes Brute Bonnet.
I still can't believe... Because Screamtail is easily the worst Paradox Mon.
Iron Jugulus is right fucking there.
So is Brute Bonnet.
Iron Jugulus can hurt you. Screamtail cannot.
Screamtail is faster than a jet dragon. If that thing collides into you, you are dying.
But it
Iron
doesn't do
Jugulus-
damage. It has like 65 in its offenses. It's terrible.
Iron Jugulus is the laziest piece of shit on the planet.
Okay, Iron Jugulus is the worst design. Screamtail is like, it's fast, it takes hits, but it doesn't dish them out. And it looks really stupid.
Also, Brute Bonnet's there, like he said. Brute
Yeah.
Bonnet's the dumbest.
I think Brute Bonnet's just... Dude.
I mean, I really do think Iron Jugulus is the laziest.
I agree. I don't like Iron Jugulus either.
But I did really like how crazy the end got.
Yeah, no, it's like, oh no, we're just gonna go down here. We're gonna go unlock the door. The professor's gonna leave. Time machine.
Time machine. I'm a nanobot. I'm a nanoborg, cyborg, whatever. Fight me. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't use your Pokeballs.
Yeah, no, when that happened, that's when I sent the text like, oh, it's turning into Metal Gear Solid 4 here.
Mm.
I don't know if I know it probably went over your head.
It went
Probably.
over my head because I don't know the story to Metal Gear Solid 4.
That's the only thing I know is that they wanted nanomachine guns and that could turn off if you're not the owner of said gun.
I remember that, and then I was like, when they're like, I mean, it was the most obvious thing in the world. It's like, only my Pokeballs will work. And I'm like, I literally am holding a Pokeball that you told me is owned by your creator. It's going to be relied on.
Remember the bot AI professor thing saying that it's programmed to win at all costs and to protect its research.
Man, if it was programmed to win at all costs, it wouldn't have thrown Pokemon at you, would have pulled out a handgun.
You're not wrong. But this is the Pokemon universe where guns may not exist.
They
It's programmed to win at the rating level.
They exist in the anime.
In the anime. That is a different universe.
I'm sure guns are real.
I don't know.
Okay, fine. It wouldn't have pulled out a gun.
The main episode with Ash.
It would have pulled out a clauncher.
No. It would have pulled out a Rotom gun.
I like my idea better. The clauncher.
No, the clauncher's fine. I dig it. But, yeah, no.
Or a Blastoise. It'd just be holding a Blastoise like sideways.
Hell yeah! just hold them by the legs.
He could have
Or
been
by
like
the tail.
Bandit Keith.
Pull on the tail and it shoots.
Or he could have just pulled the Bandit Keith from the anime
Eh.
of Yu-Gi-Oh! And just when he lost, just said fuck it, went up to Pegasus and
Yeah. But I will say, the fact that I was calling, I'm like, Professor Man's a robot. And the reason why I called the Professor Man being a robot was, halfway through the game was partially because I'm like, he's from the future. Or this is the future game, so he's probably a robot. Didn't think the other one was also going to be a robot.
Yeah, no, see, that thought never crossed my mind because I'm like, you're from the past.
Yeah.
Or you're super into the past, you're definitely not going to be a robot. And then, she starts glitching, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But,
and then you read the notes and like, oh, I've got this lab assistant who's just as smart as me. And they act a lot like me, and it's me!
God.
And I'm like, oh, okay, we're going down to that route, huh?
No, but I think the funniest part about all this shit is that the Futuremons are supposedly 1 billion years in the future, which, okay, traveling 1 billion years in the future, that'd be interesting. But the 1 billion years in the past, Earth wasn't habitable by oxygen-breathing things, I don't think, 1 billion years in the past.
Look, they came on the magical Deoxys.
Complex life didn't exist 1 billion years in the past. How the fuck were there Pokemon?
They
Maybe
came
like 1 million.
on the Deoxys.
I hate this. This game...
They all wrote Deoxys separately.
The writers
out
of
of
this
context,
game are fucking
Jake. They
stupid.
came on the Deoxys.
Ew! No! God! No! We're leaving! We're done!
So there's apparently a theory that the third legendary is what's creating the Paradox Mons, and they're not actually from the future and or past.
That would be
There's
cool.
going to be a present legendary.
Because I have a theory that the future
Yeah,
Mons...
it's Cyclozar.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the precedent.
The thing everybody's writing.
No, but my personal opinion is, or my personal headcanon is actually that the Iron Paradox Mons are actually all man-made Pokemon, and Pokemon actually went extinct. And that's why they're basing them... They're basing them on the idea of the Pokemon that existed. That's why we have a busted Delibird, because they're like, Santa Bird, right? How powerful was it? I don't know. Maybe this strong.
I hear it was banned from tournaments.
No, that's it's gotta be that good.
I hear people didn't use it in tournaments. Obviously, because they wanted fair fights.
It must have been too strong. Let's just make it one of the best. And then fucking, that they didn't know. That's why Iron Valiant exists, because they're like, Gallade, Gardevoir, Gallarade, I don't know. Put them together.
I still can't get over the Jugulus theory. It found a robot and it fucked it.
I think literally all it was like Mecha King Ghidorah, and it's like, but you made it worse. And then I'm like, wait, actually that's appropriate. Mecha King Ghidorah sucked.
I mean, Mecha King Ghidorah did get bodied.
Absolutely. But, I mean, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry that I kept this going when you wanted to stop, but I knew we had to talk about this shit.
It's fine. As long as we've got things to say and we're not just retreading the same thing.
Yes, so...
That's pretty much all I had to say. I think we covered everything.
Anyway, would we like to announce our favorite Pokemon?
Okay.
Our top 6?
Do we... Here's my last question. Do we want to update the list?
No.
Or...
No.
Okay.
I stand by my
Too
list.
much work.
Fair enough. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.